From the content creators that bring you the lowest effort content imaginable.
You know, the ones that bring you info that the devs don't want you to know about.
Don't want you to know about.
The podcast you probably don't want the EE mods to know you listen to and will most likely get you banned
just for talking about it.
Raw, uncut and uncensored. We want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Maybe try some mining or something you know. Remember to not undock anything you can't afford to lose. Try not to make any dumb decisions buzzed on booze. Yes, I'm talking to you. Welcome to the Echoes of New Eden podcast. Rambo is back. Let's start this bitch.
And welcome everybody to Echoes of New Eden. Welcome. I am glad to be back. Of course, when I come back, I usually come in with a new intro, something catchy.
Of course.
I did take the intro and spiced it up a bit, did some mixing with it, so I hope people enjoyed that. But yeah, it's been a couple weeks, and things have changed in New Eden. It's crazy to say, but I know a few people have reached out to me saying, dude, where'd you go? Like, I've just been on vacation. Like, I've been traveling. We had the holiday.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy couple weekends, but needless to say, I didn't die or fall off a cliff or anything, so here we are. So what's up, guys?
No, it's good. It's good for the two of us to finally be back in the same show, because it's been like a month. We do this every once in a while where we get into that little bit of just because of holidays, timing, travel, whatever else. It's like we can't get on the same show at the same time. So, and of course that happened for us this time around Thanksgiving. And then, of course, the mergers and everything else. So there was a lot of back and forth. Like, no, really, does Rambo really have a podcast anymore? It's like, yeah,
right,
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
People, I had someone reach out to me and say, we always joke about it being Taylor's podcast, but is that actually true? I'm like, no. I just happen to be gone. Like, I told the staff I was going to be gone for the extended amount of time. And so, you guys did what you did, and so that was cool and all. But
yeah,
the show goes on. I mean, I don't have to attend every show, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, right. TBK. It's nice for me to come back and be a guest on your podcast, Taylor. So. But really, has it been a month since we've been doing this together? I think me and OC, and then solo you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Okay. Well, it is what it is, I guess. It's like I don't really remember the last one I was on, but I guess if it was that long ago, yeah, sure. Oh yeah. Welcome, Mario. Nice to see you around, as well as some of the guests in here. Nice to see you. I hope everybody had a good holiday. Thanksgiving for those who celebrate it. I know I ate a lot, and I watched a lot of football, and heck, I even played Eve Echoes for quite a bit that weekend since I was basically doing nothing else. Did some Black Friday shopping. That's how I got my new setup. So I ended up getting like a very expensive laptop and a lot of softwares. And so I've been playing around with it the last week or so, especially the last couple days. Yeah, courtesy of my sugar mama, right? She's in the audience, but yeah, we got a new setup going on, and I've been testing it out the last couple nights, trying to get all the kinks worked out of it, and finally this morning I was able to get everything set up to how it originally was. Now on the podcast version, because I'm going to be using a different software to export the final version of it, what people hear on the podcast platforms, not YouTube. YouTube is probably going to sound the same because it's off Taylor's end, but on the podcast side, it might sound a little bit different, but we'll see. I didn't upload anything, but this is kind of going to be a test in that sense. But here we are. So I did listen to the previous episode, confirming that to OC that I do in fact listen to your episodes when you
Yeah.
do them. It's like,
We always
let's
drop a
test
little
to see if
something.
Rambo listens.
Yeah, we always try to
Yeah.
drop a little something there just for the fun of it.
Yes, yes, indeed. So it's part of my podcast. So when I get one of our podcast uploads, I actually do get the ping for it, and I listen to even the ones that I'm on. I listen to it, and I'm like, man, this dude sounds like a dumbass. I always criticize. I criticize myself, but I mean, it is what it is. But anywho, yeah, I represent KC. Yeah, represent. So
Yep.
Can't wait for that game later. It's going to be a good game, hopefully. So good deal. All right. So what has happened in New Eden in the last week? I know Taylor, you had that episode of the patch notes, and there was some things like I could comment on about like the change that they made about the 30 days on the new tunes to be able to use corporation missions, and people are kind of realizing what effect that had. I think a lot of people, when they read the patch notes anyway, they thought, oh crap, there goes the mules. Are people going to get grandfathered in and all this type of stuff? And it turned out to be as true as what it stated on the patch notes. Literally, if you change corpse within 30 days, you can't use missions. So
Right.
there it is. So I think people are kind of reverting back to the old system as to what I'm hearing chatter about, as doing the 7 days, corp donation to the wallet, all that crap. So you might that's going to be the quicker way to be able to do this. Where is OC? OC was actually originally scheduled to join, but had to duck out kind of at the last minute, wasn't able. Something, I don't know if something came up, but he just said that he wasn't going to be able to attend. So
Yeah.
07 to OC. I actually don't have my soundboard set up just yet. I have to add all the sounds. I have to re-add all the sounds to my program that I have on the new computer. So that is that. And yep, I'm a boon now. How about that? People, I'm a baboon now. I know Taylor had mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. I had ended up switching corpse. I know it was kind of I don't know, is it a shocker? To some people it was a shocker. They'd message me and they're like, I never thought you'd leave Red 1. I'm like, I don't know, circumstances, the whole situation that we ended up being in was kind of So decided to make a new life into a different corp. So we ended up joining HTP and all with that. And so people had heard that Red 1 had merged into Big, which is true. And so depending on what story you heard, I suppose I could probably answer questions, but I don't know if Taylor, if you had any questions on that, but I don't know. I've seen a couple different stories already, and it's just like, should I even debate it? I don't know. But
I mean, it's pretty clear.
It is what it is.
It's pretty clear on my end what happened. I mean, I wasn't approached by Riva about the whole merger thing again, because this is the second time we've gone through this. I wasn't approached until after you and Allie had already decided to move on to HTP with Shipworks and all of that. So at that point, it just became a question of, okay, Riva, if we're going to do this time around, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a full merger of Red 1 into Big instead of what we were trying to do before, which I felt like, yeah, it probably could have worked, but it would have been really messy anyway. So it's probably a good thing it didn't happen the way that it did at the time. And this time around, I went super smooth. Like, literally, I don't know, maybe a day after we started the discussion, it was happening. It was very smooth. So it's still B1G, but there's no in-game name. It's just our corp ID, because somebody keeps turning our corp name in as being offensive, and so NetEase just keeps reverting it back to the numbers. So it's just a bunch of numbers. So I guess I'm offensive.
Yeah, it's like they just well, wasn't it boobies but spelt out in numbers this last time?
Well, the first one was PP Energy, right? So it's big PP
Right.
Energy, and somebody a year and a half of that, someone got offended, turned us in, so then it went to numbers. So then I had to pay 2,000 plex to change it to something else. There was no free name change or anything. So even though that was the very first name we ever picked, we'd never changed it. So we got screwed. And then so as a big FU, we spelt out boobies, but as the 8008 135, right? So it's like you would in the old calculator trick. And somebody got pissed off with that too and turned us in, and there you go. So now I got to pay another 2,000 plex in order to name it something else. But for now, we're just leaving the numbers. It's stupid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb.
Oh. Yeah, so I suppose, what else has really gone down in the last week? I know we can give there's not really even an update on the on this whole court clash thing either, because since the last time that you reported on it, nothing has changed. I don't know if any of these
couple of fights
matches
today,
had
actually.
ended up.
Yeah, a couple of fights yesterday and today. All the
that's-
fights are on the weekend, so I don't know if there's anything in game that shows those. If someone can pull that up, I'm not where I'm actually doing like 3 things at once now.
Oh,
So
I'm actually in game.
I'm in
I can
game, but I'm
see-
doing something else. So a little quick thing here.
Where is the court clash? Is it under the corporation tab? Yeah, I have a comment about a few of the corps that they weren't able, because the initiating party set it for a time that the other corp wasn't able to attend the clash, and so they basically by default lost, and so they're just saying that how BS that is. Oh, come on, here it is. Corporation clash. It's right next to the corporation tab. Let's see what today's clashes were. We had
Yeah, there are timer
Hey,
teams with
look.
some of this stuff. It's really stupid.
OS and THD at 1400 local time, so that's in about 3 hours.
No, it's
And
1400
then-
UTC, so it's already happened.
Oh, is it? Okay. That doesn't tell me a winner.
No, those
It
are all
doesn't tell me a
UTC
winner.
times, so it's not 1400 UTC.
It says local right next to it, so
Oh.
1400 local.
Would be 2 o'clock for you. So
Right, yeah.
I OPSEC,
So
I
3
can't give
hours.
more. Maybe that's why I couldn't make the show today, because this is when the actual timing was. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's
No.
what it says.
We call that
no winner in
OPSEX,
that
J
yet.
Cool. We call that OPSEX. So can't give out details.
And then we have Shimano T and Bu clashed. Those are scheduled for today. If I were to do view more, no, there's nothing else there. So yeah, that's basically it there. But I need to bring back the clash update, or the screen on that, because some of the teams like Spy didn't even get to initiate. They didn't even get to join the clash. So basically, they were out without a fight. Damn it, where'd that thing go?
I thought they did fight. I could be wrong.
Based off the chatter that I heard, or witnessed anyway, Corporation League, and then view schedule. Yeah, Spy, they were supposed to fight THD, but I guess THD set it for a time that Spy wasn't able to form up for it. So maybe they did join who they could, but as far as I know, they ended up just getting eliminated because they couldn't attend. And I guess this happened to a couple of them. And one in particular, I don't know if it must be kind of like the curse of Trog, or I don't know what, but I remember in the first Corp Clash, people were very high on talks with Trog and ODSF and ODIF and all them. And I remember when they lost, I probably made about 20 billion ISK in bets. I had like 8 billion ISK in my name, and I was taking bets that I probably couldn't even pay. And they ended up losing to whoever it was. I forget who they lost to, and I made 20 bill. And then that funded a double buyback and double PvP incentive for about 3 months. So yeah, that was good times back then. But yet again, they lost this time around as well to XLSM as that corp. So yeah, a lot of Chinese corps in here that had done this, but looks
Yeah.
like Dark Souls, THD, Tag C, XTRL.
Well, based
Nelf
off of
goes
how they
into the
decided who
quarterfinal.
was going to be in it, it's mostly event winning guy, inscription winning event corps. It seems, even though they said it was
Right.
supposed to be 8 and 8, it seems like all of them were kind of in the top tier
Yeah.
of all
So
that.
I guess OC gets to do the Corp Clash today, so we'll see if he gets past the quarterfinals in that sense. So I guess that's the update on that for today's clashes. But otherwise, I mean, granted, for the patch notes and latest announcements, that's really it. Well, there is that one announcement where the server was down and people couldn't log in to play. Did that affect you at all?
It didn't necessarily affect me because I wasn't even able to get in at that time on that day because everything was kind of. I think that was when I was traveling. I think that was Friday, wasn't it? Was it Friday or was it? I think it was Friday.
Thursday. Thursday.
Mm,
Maybe it was Thursday. This was released at 12/4. So 12/4
4 days ago. That sounds like Thursday.
it was
One, two,
Wednesday.
a Wednesday. Okay,
So
before
after
that,
you know, Ali says it was Thursday.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I don't think it really affected me because I was either doing stuff with work or whatever and didn't get on till later, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But
Yeah, so they posted the announcement. Lansdot of all said the server is now open.
Yeah.
All pilots can try logging into the game. Full server compensation and KM compensation with an application through customer service will be processed within 1 to 2 working days. So I guess people may have lost ships because of this. I did hear of
Yeah.
people that were stuck in Nihilus space, mid warp, undocked in expensive ships, etc., etc. And they were kind of just trying to get back in so to make sure that they were safe. But I didn't hear of any losses due to this, but yet I didn't scan like the official Eve Echoes Discord about it. But nobody that I knew, at least, lost anything. Hey, look, Juby's in the house. What's
Juby's
going on,
here.
Juby?
Let me fix the window.
Hello. I came a bit late, but I guess it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. You didn't miss too much. Just basically just did the the typical banter at the beginning of the podcast. But yeah, the Juby. I think the last time I did a show, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning your time or later or something like that. And you couldn't join.
Yeah, late night one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was big rip for Juby right there. So
Yeah,
But,
it's always 4 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. It's 4 a.m. on the morning, Monday morning, usually.
see, we're thinking about you today because we're like, okay, let's do a EU time slot early show today. It has absolutely nothing to do with football, and it's just for Juby.
Just for me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy.
Okay, he couldn't catch. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. All right, good deal. So as far as announcements and patch notes and stuff, I think everybody's basically caught up from the video that Taylor had done on there. I'm trying to remember what else you may have hit on there that I may have commented on, but or wanted to comment on it. I should really write that stuff down. It's like, damn, but I never do.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I mean, nothing too much as far as official Eve Echoes game news. They did compensate us some skill points and some LAS units, and I think even 50 gold compilers from the server issues. So, yay there. But
Yeah, good stuff. I almost lost Epoch Navy issue, what was AI ratting while the server went down. Was kind of
Okay.
nervous. I tried to log in. I repaired the client. I was checking my Wi-Fi internet, and I was like 30 minutes doing all sorts trying to get back. And then I started to think, maybe I'll ask in Eve Echo's official Discord general chat, is the game running okay? And then there's people saying it's not running at all. Servers are down.
yeah, a lot of people were having some issues, some undocked and quite expensive ships, and yeah, rip. But if you had a loss, you would have been able to talk with customer service and maybe get your ship back. They have a way to see that. So
Yeah, it's not that hard for them to see
I
that.
know there was something else in this update that was kind of big. I don't know. Is the characters for the 30 days? That's big. It doesn't really affect like my characters because I don't have ISK mules or really do missions that often. So
It's going to affect your
but I do-
shipwork setup, that's for sure.
right, and I do know characters that are, and for clientele and all that type of stuff, people want to do big ISK purchases. That's definitely going to affect them, especially when it's tax free. So
Right.
it's either now, it's almost like Uncle Sam has decided to enforce the tax system a little bit more on New Eden. But I was actually thinking as to why this was being implemented, and the only thing I could think of is really just scams and people being dumb as to why they made this, or could be an ISK sink, trying to get some of the ISK out of circulation.
No, I mean, there's a million and one ways that they're doing an ISK sync stuff. I think this is just the first step in many steps. That's part of what we kind of talked about in the last episode was just part of the changes that they have coming down the pipe between now and February. That I don't know. They want to push for more conflict in the game. They want to push for larger corporations and smaller alliances in the game, and they want to try to. All those things kind of revolve around, even with the court mission stuff, right? So if you're making it hard, it does impact RMT, but if you're making it harder for the interoperation between smaller corps, well, then maybe those corps will have the impetus to just grow together as opposed to separate. Like all the things they're doing with the corp tech, I mean, that makes things very locked in for one corporation as well, where that one corp is able to do X, Y, and Z, and some other corp isn't, gives them an advantage and keeps things almost insular inside of a corporation, which in some ways is good, in some ways is bad. Not really a big fan of that change, that's for sure.
I do remember now. Go ahead, Juby.
Yeah, they kind of killed the ISK money mule thing that you sent. I used to do that a lot and used the black market to buy all sorts of things and send the ISK mule, and that's a big shame now. You will lose 7% from the tax.
Well, 8. It's 4 per
8.
side, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so 4% when you create it, 4% when they accept it is taxes. So you hold that, and yeah, it's in total 8%.
Or then you
loss.
wait, and then or you need to wait like 30 days for that silly 8%. Oh boy.
Well, not 30. You just wait 7. If you want to, you can still
7 days.
You can still do the muling and everything else, but now you're waiting 7 days because it's 7 days before you can dump anything into the corp wallet.
Oh, not
So
even
it's not really
the,
30. It's just 7, but even then, that's a long time.
Yeah, because like you used to, if you can create a new character has this. Was it like 2 days? He can. He doesn't have the cooldown for the corp leaving the corp, the 24 hours. So new character can join a corp, load it up with money, then pay, do it with the corp missions, and then it can go out again. And it's only with the new character you could do that. But now, no. Oh boy.
Yeah, with
Taylor
no
need
delay in
to
time
think
and
of-
everything, yeah.
Yeah. Very handy. Very cool. Used to be. Now not.
Yeah.
So Taylor, I remember on the last episode you're bringing up something about paying for blues, as in for like alliances getting possibly they have to pay for the alliance standings in game. Where did that info come from? Is that possibly like upcoming info, or is that kind of just dabbling into some brainstorming as to fix the blue donut issue.
No, that is actual info from the devs. Wasn't given to me directly from the devs or from Cloud, but it was.
It never is.
It never is.
It's like all this info we have to get side-handed. We can't get it directly.
Yeah. So
Intercept a broadcast or something.
it's nothing that's in the code yet, like what I'm going to show everybody today, which is in the code, which is why I'm going to release it. So surprise, we have a surprise Taylor Photoshop
baller, we got
moment today.
Photoshops?
We got
Heck
Taylor
yeah.
Photoshop today. But no, this is actually something that's an active conversation that the devs have shared with a select few, and have talked to them about it, and told them exactly what they're going to do, and then there was pushback from that, and so I don't know where it's going to really wind up, where it's going to land in terms of exactly what the change will be with all of this, but it's not going to be good. Even if it's half of what they have laid out so far, it's going to suck. So, yeah, so it's why did people Photoshop Rambo gray hair in the code? His hair does look lighter today.
Wait a minute.
The light on
It's
your
'cause I
hair
have a
makes
light
it look
directly.
yeah, it looks,
I have
looks
a light directly
it looks
above me.
grayer, yeah. So
That's okay.
yeah, some blog somewhere.
well,
yeah, Mario. I don't know. I forget exactly where the main thing came from, but it was from the dev. The start of that conversation was with the devs. So, and yeah, your standings you're going to have to pay for. Don't know what the final number will be, because obviously we won't know any of that until they release it. But yeah, it's kind of tough.
I actually think it's a good idea. I could see the pros and the cons with that, and I think it'll definitely make some changes in New Eden for sure. Controversy, like we don't have enough controversy in this game already. People, I mean, the Chinese server, you mentioned it on the last episode too, they're a complete blue donut. Like, what the heck do you do over there? You just play Farmville Eve Echoes edition. It's basically it over there. So there is that. And then, so I could see that being a remedy there. Blue donuts are good. Blueberry donut, I don't know about. But
yeah, maybe a blueberry donut, but not a donut in this game, though.
No. But with that whole thing being that way, it's like, yeah, having a limited amount of blues and you have to pay for them even then. I think that's a pretty decent idea, and I could see how that would actually benefit groups and limit, some of these larger alliances and what they're capable of doing. But at the same time, yes, you do that in game, but then Diplo goes right back to Discord. You remember back in like year one of this game where alliances had like official Diplos? You remember dealing with Diplos?
Yeah.
There was like a one person or maybe a group whose dedicated job was to be the Diplo of the alliance. And so the executor didn't really have to talk with them. They had their assigned person talk with other alliances and all this type of stuff and deal with Diplo. Now I kind of see that kind of being resurrected again out of this. So it's going to be all Discord Diplo, I think, if that happens again. So maybe not in game.
That's already still a thing. That's already still set up. We already have specific people that handle Diplo that maybe are or are not an executor in most of these larger groups. So I don't know. I really don't think. I think what'll change is we have this. Some groups already have this managed fairly well, where you have areas on the map of people that are gray, but you don't mess with them, right? So, or like what Kraken does, all their renters are already blue anyway. That's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt Silent, that's for sure, because that's a shit ton of blues, and if you're paying per blue, that's a massive issue. Same thing with AOA, but that doesn't mean you can't still form a fleet, have some neutrals there in a fleet. They're all, one fleet. The thing that's going to be funny is the first time you see someone with a group forming 250, 300, and even though they've got 5, 6, 7 fleets, those fleets are kind of gray to one another, and some are blue and some aren't in those other fleets, and it's a total freaking mix. And then they're like, who do I shoot? You just follow the FC's command is always the thing you say when you're fleeting up, but nobody ever does that. So you always have these random people getting shot and killed. And so I think it'll be interesting when those changes come about. However they come about, they will change the landscape of how things get done and what the map looks like as well. So I think it'll be interesting. I think long term, I think it's a good change. I don't know if it's a necessary change, but I think long term it'll probably work out for the better for the game. Even though there'll be some serious pains at first to get around. That's for sure. But you just have someone that's neutral, and you just have an agreement with them, and off you go. It's until you start getting into the fleet mechanics, it starts getting sticky, or roams or whatever, needling around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I just want to dabble on that a little bit. And figure, okay, well, that's an interesting idea, though I hadn't seen that anywhere, so I was kind of curious as to where you got that info. So, that's the latest on that. And for official news, I guess that is it. Now we can kind of go into community type stuff. And I know there was one today, I shared it in my staff chat today, of a large kill mail. And not everybody had seen this probably, or maybe they have, I don't know. I'll post this in the on-air chat. But the name we had once seen in New Eden by the name of Cinna, one of his accounts died in another wyvern today. And that is fresh from today as well. 1.2 trillion ISK wyvern got dropped on by at least 14 AOA supers in appears to be a nihilist space. And actually, AOA had uploaded a video of it on Bilibili. I got that too. Oh shoot, it's on my other computer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway,
it's up on Bilibili. But I mean, my question is, what in the hell is in his cargo? He's got a
and so
he's got a Mauler core. He's got assault pulsar lights in his cargo and not in his fighter bay. He's got a nano
he had an
source
op box in there.
4 of them. Yeah, lightweight ship op box. Like, was he moving stuff and just decided to go take a fight in a sea undead? So.
Well, he was doing a no safe room CNDS. And so watching the video, he was in the main room, got jumped on there, and then he still jumped his gate trying to run, and they jumped the gate with him into that not safe room and ended up getting him there. So I guess greed, comfortability ended up getting that lost mail there. So Cinna's accounts are still out there, contrary to what people know. But there's a number of them out there that
not
people...
Not the main Cinna,
not the main one,
yeah.
He
did for sure
he's
quit.
Been officially retired.
So.
But, take a look at that video, because that thing, as soon as they all jumped the gate, and he disappeared relatively quickly after he jumped that gate. So, heck, I'd have to go back to see whether or not he was like one shot. Okay, no, I see him in whole.
It took a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit.
So this guy is tickling him a bit, and then the rest of the supers jump in.
Yeah, Rambo,
typical tactics.
Don't do that mistake. The same mistake. Don't go.
No. Nope, no way. You won't see me doing that stuff, dude. So one hit took his armor out. And then now he's in hole, and they're kind of just chewing. So unless
he probably hit his
unless they used like their bombard or something. No, he hasn't used it yet. Well, he's got one on, but he didn't use it.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's the latest big kill of the week. Right there, happened today. As far as I can recall, I haven't seen any super losses for a couple days anyway, or a couple weeks, I should say. But so that's basically it there.
There's been a few around, but it's been.
I didn't check Moby. I could have checked Moby.
They're a little bit even the ones that I know of probably aren't on Moby yet, but supers are just a tad bit harder to kill, even in a gank setting like that, not so much. But one dude scripting, I don't know, it's a lot. There's a lot of them scripting Noir. But no, it's a tad bit. If the supers fit out correctly, and they're at least flying halfway safe, I'll put it that way, and not going into the full danger room from a side room like he did. It's pretty damn hard to catch a super, and when you do, it's pretty damn hard to kill it. So I mean, they're much tankier now than when they first came out. You've got the rig that attributes to that. You've got the tactical defense implant that attributes to that. You've got variations on the DCU now that the GUs affect. So supers can be kind of harder to kill than what they were, before all that. It's a lot of laser on top.
I know someone recently who got dunked on by 6 and was able to get away.
Yeah.
Past the combat timer and all.
Yep.
Barely got out, but got out.
Yep.
So that's a real pucker up moment.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's a real pucker. Yeah.
It can be.
Just imagine your adrenaline on that.
Oh yeah. The adrenaline. Capital
insane.
hunting is probably the most adrenaline intense part of this game. Whether you're in caps or a super or whatever, it's the adrenaline's real. It's a lot of fun.
Like even when a neutral enters local, I'm like, holy shit, hair sticking up, everything. It's like, holy shit, I'm gonna get attacked. No, they're just passing through.
I don't have that feeling anymore on that, but on that side of it. But it's only when I get into the capitals and I really get going. That's when I get.
No, it's
exactly,
almost to the point now where
it is addictive.
if they enter local, then I'm actually already preparing to get at least visited by the neutral. If I'm not at least visited, then I'm disappointed. But anyway.
Typically when I'm around, if I'm around Declan or Fade doing my thing, and I see someone coming either through intel or whatever else, I get excited and I start going towards them. That part's
right.
That part's fun, but
especially on a Jubi roam.
Oh yeah, let's drop on Jubi.
Nice.
Jubi, I gotta wake you up a little bit. I know.
Yeah, I think always when you see Jubi in local, you get excited. Like, oh, he's probably filming some kind of video.
Let's go kill Jubi.
See, the thing about the YouTubers, the PvP YouTubers, I always say smile for YouTube and local.
Yeah.
And so if I were to ever see Jubi, I'd be like, smile for YouTube. The same thing for Vetamune and everybody else. Yeah. That's
funny.
And speaking of, there's a couple other content creators that I've been noticing, been doing videos recently. And I'm not yet ready to give them a shout out. I'm actually kind of gathering a list of new content creators. And maybe we could start doing some more work with some other content creators that aren't considered official content creators yet. But I got to contact them and kind of talk with them to see what's all going on with their types of content and advertise and all that type of stuff. So there is that. And I did want to mention too, before you do the Photoshops, Taylor, about, we got 2025 coming up. And so we'd be running into the next season of Echoes of New Eden.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I actually have a season. I think it's season 6.
Yep.
It's season 5 or season 6. I've lost count.
This is 5.
But anyway, I actually have some ideas for some new segments next week, similar to consider your suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in some of these segments we can cause some controversy, and I think that would be good for and it would be a good entertaining value to the show. But I think we got some good things coming up. Of course, during our Christmas break, then going into next year, I'm going to throw some ideas at the staff as to what we can do this next year, and we'll talk about it then. But I got some good ideas, and I'm kind of hyped about it. So stay tuned for that, I guess, and we'll go into next year, talk about that type of stuff. And all right, Taylor, let's do some photoshops. I can't wait.
Okay, let's start with that. Let me go pull up. Hold on a second. Let me go pull up my cheat sheet here where I can do all of my copy and paste.
Maru is still trying to push that bot on me.
Yeah, me too. I just said forget it. No, I'm not doing that. So
I asked what the bot does, and I've yet to get an answer.
I didn't get a straight answer either, and I just said screw it. I do, but I don't, and I'm not giving her permission or Nettie's permission to do anything on my server that I don't quite understand what they're doing. So no thanks.
Jubi, did you add it to your server?
Not yet, but I've tested the product. It's the Gear Up app, and it helps a lot in the internet speed. So I was live streaming a different game. It's called Once Human, and it's a survival game. And I had a better internet while live streaming the game than without live stream, without Gear Up. So basically, it didn't feel like it was even like it worked for me, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I was like, okay, let's try this, and I'm happy with it. And there's a free 24-hour trial. You can try it for free, and if you feel like it's good, then you use it, and if not, then don't use it. So it's I think it's a okay, safe thing to kind of advertise.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so Gear Up is a program that basically optimizes your connection speed for whichever game that you're playing. And so, yeah. Jubi is on the train.
Download Rambo here.
Yeah.
Yeah, download link here. Jubi.
More
Jubi
sponsorship and affiliate marketing and all sorts for Jubi.
Yeah, you even get a cut of the steak too.
Yeah, I hopefully get something. Maybe a little bit more than my t-shirts, but still, it's something.
Yeah. Your t-shirts aren't paying the bills?
No, not really. Not at this stage, but maybe someday.
I wasn't thinking about it, but had I known that you were going to attend, I probably could have wore my Jubi shirt.
Oh,
didn't think about it.
It's okay.
Jubi.
No, today is game day, so I gotta represent.
That's right. But today is game day, and it's a game against the Chargers, so it's kind of a big one. All right, so
it's a big one.
I've got 3 separate things to post into on-air chat, and I want to get them all together. So I'm going to post the first one, then go copy paste the second one, then go copy paste the third one. All right, so just note that you're going to have 3 separate things that are coming in here, and they're all going to be about one thing and one thing specific. It's a structure that's coming to the game. It's not a keep star. It's called a Fortizar. Here's the first bit of it. Take a look at that. So there's an awful lot. There's an awful lot to this, by the way. It's crazy. It's absolutely effing crazy.
So this is not an image, but for the listeners not on YouTube, can you please go over this?
Yeah, we're going to read it, but I want to get everything pasted in here first. I got the second one coming. Hold on. Second one coming. Here we go. Boom. These things, by the way, are going to require corporation tech in order to use, and they can jump. You can jump these things. No joke. It's a citadel that you can jump, and it can anchor. And then unanchor and jump somewhere else and then anchor. And it does take corporation tech to do that.
And remember back in the day when you can web and scram citadels when you're attacking them?
Yep.
Now this can be like legit true.
Yep. So Yeah, we're going to read through the Fortizar. All right, this is crazy. It says conceived as a good balance of capability and investment in the Upwell Consortium Citadel range of space stations, the Fortizar has been designed for large-scale operations in space, such as providing a well-equipped home for large corporations and small alliances, or as a border or trade post for larger alliances. The Fortizar structure is built using the latest building and ship technology, capable of using Upwell's specialized structure modules and weapons for Fortizar to meet diverse needs. The Fortizar can accommodate most ships for docking. Now, there's some controversy there when they say most ships. I've seen things saying that the Fortizar you can dock a super in, and I've seen things saying you can't. So it just sort of like we're going to have to wait and see to know whether or not we can actually dock a super into it. But it's be crazy to build a structure, jump it somewhere, anchor it, and dock a super there immediately. Also, it's going to be crazy. Let's read the jump drive information here, and then I've got a wild theory. The Fortizar jump drive, a type of extra-large distributed mechanical device. The intact stand-up jump drive system consists of a jump drive array, integrated structure network, structure core stabilizer, and other devices. This system is used to propel structures through wormhole space, and it is said that the successful development owes much to asteroids. Now, I'm going to say one thing about that part. That sounds to me like there's multiple components you have to build to then build the jump drive and then actually put it onto the Citadel as a module, as a high slot or a low slot or mid slot or something. And then on top of that, its construction is going to take moon mining ores. That's what that sounds like when they say development owes much to asteroids. Yeah, well, duh, it takes a lot of rocks, right? I think they're saying that because it's going to take moon ore to do. We'll see. This complex facility can only be fitted in the dedicated slots of the Fortizar. Don't know if that means high, medium, or low. It does have 6, 6, and 6. This has 6 low slots, which is different than a T4. It has 6 medium, high, low, right? So after fitting, select the target through the star charts and initiate engine preheating and jump to a planet near the targeted star system once preheating is complete. Unable to jump to other alliances' sovereignty systems, so if you have SOV anchored somewhere, can't jump there. Unable to jump to special systems. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know if that means you can't jump into Ethereum, or you can't jump into Cobalt or Calvala, or if that means you can't jump into an NPC system. Now, if you can't jump into a system that's already got sovereignty claimed into it, and you can't jump into an NPC system, then this is useless. So, well, it's not really station combat, Bradrick. Too many Fortizars in the target system, unable to jump. So you can have multiple Fortizars in one system.
72-hour anchor.
Yeah,
Wow.
72-hour anchor. That's a long effing time.
Wow.
Requires mastery of
48.
Fortizar Control Corporation tech. So here's more Corp tech coming. Massive Corp tech to use. The jump drive.
Yeah, imagine hundreds of these jumping into one system, and
Well, what if
then
you're
players
what if you're
eject
docked in
out.
it? What if you're docked in
Yeah.
it and then it jumps and then you just
Yeah.
undock? You just moved your entire CTA fleet. Yeah, right? So
Yeah, and you just eject, like go. Hundreds of pilots going
Yeah.
out from the station.
now here's
But
where
it's
they
sad.
talk about the territory claim thing. This I find fascinating. This unit contains a large fluid router array. By establishing an alternate data route to Concord networks, it grants de facto administrative control of the system in... hold on, someone's typing, so I just lost my spot. God damn it, why is it doing that? It shouldn't be jumping. It just totally jumped to somewhere. Here we go. By establishing an alternate data route to Concord networks, it grants de facto administrative control of the system in its own... It's in its own. I don't know what that says. The territorial claim unit. So this is another module. If you want to actually take SOV of this thing, when you have to have this territorial claim unit, represents the corporation's declaration to the entire universe that the system is under their complete control. Whether other alliances respect and defer to that claim is another question entirely. That's funny. This complex facility can only be fitted in a dedicated slot on the Fortizar in conquerable 0.0 systems. Fitting it on the Fortizar will declare sovereignty over the system, while removing it will relinquish sovereignty. Note that it cannot be removed shortly after fitting. So that's kind of a weird. That's kind of a weird thing.
Do you think you could put this in the same system as a Citadel?
You know, it kind of sounds like you can, because then you're just anchoring it, but you're not claiming SOV, so it doesn't affect sovereignty. So it kind of sounds like you can. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of testing here. They put in some new account recovery thing. I'm skipping that. But then if you go and look at the Photoshop that I did of this Fortizar, the only thing on there that really stands out, obviously there's a faster repair time, faster 30 minutes versus an hour, but that anchoring time is crazy. Hull reinforcement 48 hours. That's kind of crazy. But like maybe you don't even set the time. It's just boom, 48 hours. That's weird wording. The overall defense is just the raw stats is like 8 times what a T4 Citadel is. So,
So it's a fully operational
it's a
battle
fully
station.
operational Death Star. Yes, Emperor Palpatine is coming to a neighborhood near you. So,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, do I really need to hold SOV somewhere if I can just go and park that into somebody else's system?
Well, that's a good
Right?
statement.
What is this, a trailer park?
Yeah.
Get your junk
yeah.
out of here. What is this, free parking? What the hell?
Well, station
I claim
versus
this.
station, Bradrick, isn't going to happen. I don't think they can like be next to one another. I think you can only have one next to each planet, and that's why they have that when you jump, it goes to a random planet, and that's when they say too many Fortizars in a system means you can't go. If there's 10 planets in the system and there's 10 Fortizars on each planet, you don't have anywhere to jump to. So it's not station versus station, but it sure sounds like load your CTA fleet up in a Fortizar and jump it into the combat. But I don't know what happens if it's just sitting there and it's not anchored. Can you not undock until it's anchored and then you get blown up while you're sitting there with everybody inside? Like, so many questions. I have so many questions.
Oh boy.
So
I was just sent a photo of the Fortizar in space.
yeah, in
Check this out.
EVE Online, yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
It's pretty gnarly. What do you think the sizes of that compared to a Citadel is?
I have no idea. I imagine it's about the same size as like a T3, but maybe not the same size as a T4. T4s are pretty damn good size, but I don't know.
I'm told it's the same as an ITC. That'd be baller.
That'd
be baller if it
that's
was.
huge. That's huge. Does that mean
I
only
wish we
half
could
of it's
just
going to
have
show up in
ITC.
space until you sit there for a while?
I don't know. You have to play on medium graphics or higher, okay, Taylor?
Yeah, I play on full graphics and I still only see half the ITC for like 20 seconds, and then it shows up. As soon as you warp away, it shows up.
That looks good. I think it looks better than a freaking T4 Citadel, though.
Yeah, the T4s are kind of goofy, but you can see where they turn themselves into a Keepstar. I mean, you can just literally see all it's missing is the 2 uprights from the T4, and there it is. So it makes sense as a gradual increase. But these things are not a T4. These things are not an upgrade from a T3. It's not an upgrade. Well, I don't think it's an upgrade from a regular Citadel. I don't know I don't know what it takes to build one of these things yet. We don't have any clue on that. So it could be that you have to have a Citadel as your base base thing to start with to build one. I have no idea.
Watch, you have to have the energy. You have to have available energy points to be able to land it. Like, what the hell? We have to unanchor something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go with Damon and his waifu skins.
Duo Omega is needed to render both sides of an ITC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, swipe here for full graphics. Now, I think this has the opportunity to be a game changer, a very, very big game changer. I also think it has an opportunity to be totally worthless and not change much. It just depends on their implementation of it.
Do you have a rough estimate as to when we could see these in game?
This month. Well, they're
Really?
going to release these this month. Yeah, this is coming this month. Yeah, it's on their roadmap. It's on their roadmap. They've already talked about Fortizars. It's on their roadmap. It's this month.
So the big update of, say, December, is that typically right around the 20th, 21st, if I recall right?
It is
wherever.
it's,
Let's see how that lands.
It's likely not next week. It's the week after, right before Christmas. So yeah, I mean, well, the
So-
10th. I mean, the 17th actually. Yeah, because the 10th this week on the 10th is the next patch notes, which probably won't be much because they did a normal maintenance this last week. So I would if I'm guessing, I would say the 17th and 18th is when we're going to see the patch and the release of it, with nothing really over those 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's, and then maybe we'll start to see what they're going to do with some of the alliance changes in January somewhere. But who knows? We've still got implant resetting and implant stuff coming, so it's sort of there's that could come out first too. But I don't know. Indications to me are that it's this month.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think a few people can relate to saying "wow" on that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 6 low slots. I don't know if you can put REMs in those low slots. I would laugh my ass off if you can. I mean, if you can
probably could
jump
at
these
first.
things, if you can jump these things into NPC space, then yes, this changes a lot to the game. And whether they can put REMs in the low slots or not. Yeah, well, that's true, Jay Cool. They probably could issue them this month and you see it, but it still takes 3-4 months before you see any of them in game. Because, again, it takes the Corp Tech, and who knows what Corp Tech level that is, in order to actually, use the jump drive. So, I mean, if someone builds one, it's just going to be sitting there until they can move. You can move it around. It's only 80,000 meters cubed, supposedly, when it's packaged, but. So you can move it around and take it somewhere, but jumping, it's going to be a whole nother. Yeah, who knows how long it'll take to manufacture as well. It could take forever to build.
3-month manufacturer? That's hilarious.
It could be.
That's good stuff.
Can we just fly the Fortizar instead of Super? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not a Titan. It's not a Titan. It's a Fortizar. Titans are still coming. I'm still expecting those, next year, or the Chinese New Year, late January, early February. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so I'm told that the Chinese server knew about this 3 weeks ago. It can dock a Super.
Okay, good.
So.
Cool. Damon's here now. Damon,
what's up, Damon?
Damon, you got something you want to add?
I want to fly it around. I just want to see like a big super battle, and all of a sudden the Fortizar just lands. Like a Death Star.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I hope they come up with a Corp. Right now we're on level 7 is the highest of Corp Tech you can get. It's called Epic. I hope they come up with one after that that's just called Plaid, and it's level 8. And then it's really like obnoxiously expensive to get to, so people can't get to it. Except for me.
Better yet. Yeah, you fly the Fortizar right into what you think is an ambush where a bunch of caps are being jumped by supers. The Fortizar lands, and a bunch of supers just come out of it like a beehive.
Yeah.
Well, can we just use the Fortizar to like tank in a CNDS or something? Just put it as a wall right in
Jump
front.
it into the nihilist. God. What does this show come to?
Supposedly these
what
can
does this show come
transport,
to?
like-
We're talking about a Fortizar, and the first thing Rambo talks about is how to crab with it.
Somebody's got to say it. Supposedly they're made to work, and bring structures through.
When can I gold
wormholes and
core
stuff,
it? When
so-
can I gold core it? I want an AI rat in my Fortizar.
No,
Jesus.
See, Damon is the anime skin, Citadel skin type crap.
I'm just saying.
I want
like, you
functionality.
sell a lot more of it if you can decorate it. You'll sell a lot more of them.
I mean, I will say one thing to what Archer said about sounds like a Titan. So obviously Titans have these things called jump bridges, right? And so I know that they at one point had issues with the coding on the jump bridges in order to get it right, which is why the Titans were delayed. To me, this sounds like if this thing comes out and works, then it sounds to me like they've got that nailed, like they've figured that out to where you can do that. So, because essentially the way that's described is that Fortizar's jumping without a Sino. It's just going somewhere, and it's deciding to do that all on its own. So that's pretty close to the next step to a jump bridge, honestly, is mechanic-wise. So
Yeah, jump bridges. I used to play EVE Online. They worked that someone lights a sino, then the Titan is in the same fleet on the other side, and then it kind of makes the bridge that the whole fleet, any type of ship, can jump uh, the sino. So I don't how can I explain, but yeah, the basically Titan gives everyone the jump drive ability to jump.
Yeah, or just dock into it and then jump.
Yeah, that's also possible. And it can eject
So-
in those empty ships, and you can fly a capsule inside. And
What if they make it in this
Then you
game where you're
take the
docking in a
ship.
Titan? God.
yeah,
I mean, we could theory craft as to how these are going to be played out in New Eden, but do know that when they release, there's either things that it's supposed to do that we can't do,
Yeah.
or there's things that it does that we're not supposed to do, or say somebody jumps it. Well, say I logged out in one system inside of it, somebody jumps it, and I log back in. What happens? Do I log into a new home, or how's that work? So there's like some things that it's going to be pretty crazy to see or even hear about some of the issues that this may arise out of this. But
And how
of course, it's
vulnerable-
kind of to be expected.
Yeah, how vulnerable is it once it jumps? Like,
Yeah. Oh, I need to look up on the picture. Did it have? I think it had a 120-second jump drive cooldown.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, jump drive restart time of 120 seconds. But do you think that stacks like capitals?
I don't know. I'm assuming you'd get a fatigue timer, but maybe not. Maybe in this case, you can just jump, and then 2 minutes later, you're jumping again. You can just leapfrog around the whole damn map. NPC stations only, right? Or non-solved systems, but
Well, throw a Sun Chaser on it, and then you can go to Losec. It's got almost a 1 billion M3 fuel tank on it.
mm-hmm. Well, and so that's another thing that I was thinking about too. Like, what's the fuel for the jump drive going to be? Is it going to be all the types of fuel that we have, or is it going to be this enriched uranium, which is costly beyond get out? Like, is it just going to take one type of fuel?
only heavy water.
Can you kick a field goal through it? Because that's how the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl again. A keep star, yes. The uprights. We need those. We need those soon. So we have the uprights. Yes.
No, how do you think that script is going to play out? It's going to be something we've never seen before, and that like we've already seen a couple times this year.
Oh, for the
Chief
Super Bowl
wins. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It has to be something
But
different.
how about
right?
that game last week?
It can't be a missed field goal. It can't be a doinked field goal. It can't be a penalty on the last drive of the game. So it's going to have to be something like
It can't be a toe. It can't be a
can't be a
coin
pass
flip.
interference called that then allows us to go downfield and score a touchdown. So I mean,
It can't be a botched snap.
it's going to have to be a
Fumble.
naked. It's going to have to be a mascot who runs across the field and loses his
streaker,
his
yeah.
outfit and becomes naked. Yeah, it's going to have to be a streaker. That's all it's going to be left by the time the Super Bowl comes. So refs wearing Chiefs jerseys. I mean, anyway, enough football talk.
Anyway,
Yeah, see, Bunker, they can go through all of this stuff and make something like this with a Fortizar, but yet they can't give us station containers because they're worried about the lag that would call on the local servers every time you go and pull up all the different station containers and all the inventory inside of those. But yet, every time I go and pull up my inventory right now on Taylor, it takes me literally a minute and a half, maybe a little more, like actual real time, a minute and a half, just to where I can start scrolling through all of my inventory because it can't load fast enough. I would think station containers would actually help with that because now you're just loading one item in each one of those other areas, and then you can spend the time to load once you've gone through the, you know what I mean? I mean, like you could stagger out those load times instead of it all being at once. You just have one at a time, or just not have so much shit. I don't know. Maybe that's my problem. I got a lot of shit everywhere.
Yeah, I need
It's
liquidate
also
some
for me. Same thing for me. It takes a while to see the inventory and like personal assets or whatever, and then it jams that you can't even scroll down, and then you need to open it again, and
Something.
yeah.
Trying to fight the hoarding. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Well, we've been going for just about an hour, so I mean, I would consider your suggestion, but I think since the last time you did it, only like 4 suggestions.
Not a whole lot there. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. There's slim pickings. Yeah, I'm good to wrap up on that note, unless there's something else we want to talk about, because I got a lot to do today before the game starts. But up to you guys. Damon, you got something?
We could wrap it up.
Jubi, anything else you want to add? Podcasts were too short. Hey, we did 2 this week.
Well,
so I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
that's long.
Taylor went pretty in depth on the yeah, but that didn't even go to the podcast. I think that was YouTube only too.
No, I went to the podcast. I uploaded it.
Oh yeah, I did. That's how of course, that's how I listened to it. I didn't.
So there's
watch
an hour and a half
YouTube.
there. There's an hour here. That's 2.5 hours. We gave it to you bite-sized, piecemeal, a little bit at a time. It should be good.
Hey, are you guys doing anything fun in your guys' corpse, like Secret Santa this month for Christmas?
Yeah, oh yeah, more vegan strippers. That was a great way to end the show, Nessival. We've talked about it, but I don't know. It's we did a little bit of a fundraiser type drive for one of our pilots who was having a hard time in real life. So we've kind of already done a little bit of that, but I don't like to do too much of that if we can avoid it. But
we got the Secret Santa thing going on. I think I'm gonna do the 12 Days of Christmas for the person I drew.
That's fun.
So yeah, it's gonna be very unique. Though, 1, it's a lot of ISK, and 2,
yeah,
I have to come up with the dang items, and so yeah, shopping. I have to do lots of shopping. So
already got too much shopping going on.
Yeah, typically, Corpse will do something special for the holidays and stuff. I was just curious if we're not the only ones.
We usually do those Christmas roams, roaming around and killing people.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here, I got a Christmas present for the staff. You ready? I got a Christmas present for the staff. You get Christmas Day off. How about that? You good?
Yeah.
Good with that? There you go.
Wow. Thank you.
So
Okay,
nice.
guys, we'll wrap it up there. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this podcast episode. Not too much going on this last week, but we did provide you some good new upcoming content, some theory crafting and stuff as to what we can look forward to even next year. I know it's coming down to the end of the year, so 2025 is right around the corner. It's going to be quick. It's going to jump on us real quick. So
real quick, yeah.
Pretty crazy to say, but yeah, here we are. And yeah, we'll close it out there. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Jubi. Thanks, Damon, for all joining on the podcast today. It was nice seeing you. Glad to be back from the break. And I guess we'll be seeing you next week for all the latest and greatest that happens there. So say your goodbyes. We'll close it out.
All right, see you guys. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye. Damon doesn't out of breath.
Damon, you good? Damon, you good?
Sorry, finishing up Christmas lights and my phone fell off the roof.
That sounds about right. That's a good way to end the show. Your phone
Rip.
fell off the roof.
Hey, at least it was my phone,
boy.
not me, okay?
Yeah, that's good. Oh boy.
See you guys later.
All right, 07.